This is A-Game. Fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure. And this is my perspective. So what we're talking about right now is how Black women actually dodge accountability, and are dodging accountability and not wanting to be held accountable by specifically other Black women, right? Because we got a big issue with that. We got a big issue with it. I see it directed at me personally. I see it directed at other people over and across these other social media platforms. It happens in chat rooms. It happens on panels. It happens with other female content creators. All of these sorts of things. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're talking about this whole thing of whether or not it's bashing and tearing down Black women, and because that is actually one of the things that I get personally as a content creator. Well, why are you speaking so negatively? Why are you speaking so, why are you tearing down? Why are you bashing Black women? Why are you yelling at Black women? All of these little buzzwords that are supposed to make me feel self-conscious about calling out the foolishness that a lot of Black women are actually engaged in. And this is what we're really going to talk about today, because I was listening to a video, and one of the things that I heard a woman say, and we'll talk about this maybe another time. I'll give you exactly where I got it and what inspired it. But I was listening, and she was talking about how she didn't like Iyanla Vanzant because she didn't want to hear Iyanla yelling for an hour, right? Yelling at Black women for an hour. And it's like, okay, that's what you think Iyanla does? Just yell at Black women? Well, yeah, it's just a lot of yelling. And that actually sparked it, because it resonated with me, because I speak passionately about what I'm talking about. And I'm not sitting here speaking in a very mouse-like voice and trying to get you all to struggle to hear me. You got to lean up real close so you can hear what I'm saying, because I'm talking, but it's almost like I'm too afraid to say what I'm saying. No. And because that's not the case, well, you're yelling at Black women. Maybe Black women need to be yelled at to a certain degree, right? Maybe. Correction is not always soft. Correction is not always a powder puff. Correction is not always something that feels good. And as a matter of fact, a lot of times correction either doesn't feel good physically, or it doesn't feel good in terms of a person having too much ego and a lack of humility, right? But this isn't so much about me. This is about the entire concept of Black women holding other Black women accountable, and then being told how they should hold Black women accountable. Because the real issue is that in this situation, we have to understand that Black women are using sign language against other women. See, I need people to understand that these hyenas and gynocrats do not just use sign language against men. They actually use it against other women. And to a certain degree, it's more effective against other women, because women are more social than men, and we don't like to be ostracized, right? But at the same time, this is or has been a very successful tactic to get other women to shut up, right? Because they'll try to shame a woman that a black woman is trying to be a feminine ward that helps them, they'll attempt to shame her. Try to shame her on her looks, or try to shame her about some personal thing in her life, right? Try to shame her about some personal decision that she may have made, or some mistake she might have made, or something that might not have gone too well in her life. Now we got to bring it up if they know it, or if they suspect it, or if they just want to try their hand at wounding you with it, they'll say it to you. And that's supposed to make a woman back up. That's supposed to make other black women who are holding her accountable back up off of her. This is an issue between S.I.G.N and Hope. Let me put this back up here, because the black ward, the black feminine ward back in the day, the auntie, that not today's auntie, the auntie back in the day, the mama, the big mama back in the day, used to actually come to you and say, baby, why you dress so high? Baby, who is that man I seen you with? That didn't look like your husband. Who was that man? Now come on now, baby. We can't do that now. Well, you know what's going on. That I'm talking about that big mama that used to hold the women of her family accountable and hold them to a standard of behavior and a standard of expectations about what she was supposed to be doing and what she wasn't supposed to be doing. See, big mama wasn't scared to call you out. And she may or may not do it harshly. She might be angry with you, calling you out, or she might be talking soft with you on the phone. But if she saw it, she was gonna bring it to you and say, hey. Like I said, who was that man I seen you with yesterday? You was getting out of a car. That wasn't none of your husband's car. Because it might have been you. Now she may not say it to you, but is you cheating on your husband? Because who was that man? And nobody else might have saw it, but I saw it. And I'm not going to sweep it under the rug and act like I didn't see it. So you going to tell Big Mama what's going on if you don't tell nobody else. And if it's something that's really real, it might get back to your husband. I might have to call both of y'all. And we're going to all have a sit down about it, because I'm not going to hide your foolishness. If indeed this is foolishness, you're going to have to tell me something, and it's going to have to make sense. You want me to back up? You're going to have to answer that question with something that makes some type of sense to me. Because you're not going to be able to, blow smoke in my face. Okay? So you're going to have to drop down and come clean with me. And over time, the reason why them women went away is because we went further and further into the lost value system, and we adopted it as a culture. Because Big Mama back then had culture to back her up. And that's a lot of times what women use to justify or critique behavior. The reason why these women now don't want no critique is because everybody doing it. It's the culture. We even call it culture. When we say thought culture and 304 culture, we put the word culture behind it, because this is the culture that we're in. So women like myself are not being backed up by the culture that we're in. So it's a small voice. That's why I speak so loudly, because I refuse my voice to be small. It's already outnumbered. So I'm going to pipe up. And other sisters like me that are like-minded are going to pipe up. Because at some point, we have to represent the hope. We have to represent the humility. We have to, that is feminine to women. We have to represent the honest, which is the taking of responsibility for your own actions and accountability for your own actions and for the things that you're doing, and not pass the buck to somebody else. The praise, instead of guilting people, trying to manipulate, we offer praise or positive reinforcements for things. And finally, the empathy. Instead of trying to control people through a need to be right, I'm going to overtalk you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, try to control what's going on. You're not going to be able to out-talk me. You're not going to be able to out-yell me. You're not going to be able to do all this sort of thing. This is where the hope went, because women of hope are in the 10 life value success system. Women who do sign language are steeped up to over their heads in the lost value system. And when we adopted the lost value system as a culture, that's when women who were like them big mamas started being quiet. She didn't go nowhere. The women still exist. But that's where that silence came from. Because not only do we understand right from wrong, but when you get further and further down the rabbit hole of the lost value system, where wrong is right and wrong is up and down, and up is down and down is up, you become the crazy person when you come out and say the truth. Now everybody can drown you out because, well, this is the culture. How are you not with the times? You know, we don't do that no more. That's old school. That's played out. We don't rock like that no more. So you can't tell a young girl in 2022 to make sure that her skirt become below her knees, because she trying to figure out what's that old stuff you talking about. She running around here with, you know what I'm saying, her top so low you can almost see her nipples. And her skirt so high, if she sneezes, you're going to see all what she got. So you can't tell her nothing because all her friends are doing it. Everybody else agree with it. The whole culture that she in agree with this foolishness. So it gets drowned out. The other reason why they dislike when Black women hold other Black women accountable is because it's this sisterhood code. Let me tell you about the true nature of the whole sisterhood code. See, Black women are just supposed to accept the foolishness that other Black women do. Period, point blank. And we're supposed to automatically give her a pass no matter what it is, up to and including physical harm and killing somebody. You don't believe me? Remember when that video came out? It must have been in 2018 or 19, where that woman ran over that man and it went viral. She ran over him and then she got out of the car and she was still assaulting him as he lay on the ground dying. And do you remember the response across on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram? Do you remember the response that Black women overwhelmingly had? The response was, what did he do? Instead of being horrified that this woman actually didn't care that she was being recorded in murdering somebody via vehicular manslaughter, it wasn't, oh, wow, this is a horrible person because she's committing murder right in front of our eyes. No. The thing was, what did he do? Well, if he cheated, we heard he cheated. So if he cheated, you just can't be playing with nobody. Instead of recognizing this is wrong. I don't care what he did. This person just killed somebody else. So that's the true nature of it. If a woman tell you she burnt her man clothes, you're supposed to accept that. Oh, well, what'd he do? What you gonna do now? Just accept it. And when I say accept it, I mean, don't question it. Don't tell her, wait, whoa, you did what? Wait a minute. Start that story over. You did what? Was your reaction again? Oh, no, sis, we can't do that. We can't do that, sis. No, we're not doing that. That was wrong. Well, my feelings, I was hurt. I don't care if you was hurt. We got to do better than that. You being hurt don't mean you get to kill people because you hurt. That don't mean you get to destroy property because you hurt. That don't mean you get to hurt children and turn everybody's world upside down because you feeling some type of way. You better figure out how to get over it. That's why they didn't really like Iyanla. That's why I didn't really like her, because when she wouldn't just accept the foolishness on his face and just move past it like you didn't do it and just try to coddle you and tell you it's all right. When she started digging, okay, where did you learn that behavior? Who taught you that was all right? Who told you that was a good thing? Oh, your mother did that same? Oh, that's where you learned it. So your mama wasn't no good. And then they get mad at her. Well, you ain't talking about my mama. No, we ain't talking about your mama. We just peeling back the layers. And your mama just happened to be one of the layers. I mean, we're not going to sugarcoat it. It is what it is. You want healing or not? So if we going to heal something, we got to start telling the truth about it. And that's really the bottom line. They don't want women like me telling the truth and peeling the layers back and unveiling the generational curses and how these generational curses become generational. Why they being passed down the way that they are. We're shedding light on basically the evil practices that have long been hidden that Black women engage in all across the board. Ain't nobody was never supposed to say nothing like that. Nobody was ever supposed to say it. This is why women like myself and other ladies that have these platforms get called all types of names and get told that we're doing something bad by calling it out, because we supposed to be shh. You never supposed to flick the light on so the roaches can keep scrambling across the counter. See, we get it. Nobody's mad at the roaches on the counter, but you get mad at me for coming in flipping the light on. See what I'm saying? See how backwards it is? But that's really the crux of it. Black women have to accept, I have to accept that Black women are doing all of these underhanded, manipulative things that have negatively affected themselves as a group of women, they men and they children, they household and they communities. Nobody's supposed to say nothing about it because you're not supposed to question Black women. You're not supposed to hold their feet to the fire because they too good for it. I've never heard a group of Black women say what Black women's problems were without being called a mammy. The ones who call all the names, I've never heard them sit down, drop down, and come clean and say, okay, these are the issues that Black women have. I dare one of them to come through on my comment section and say, okay, Black women have 5 major problems, and here they are. You see what I'm saying? All right, so sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.